Welcome back, young coders. In the previous lesson, we have learned about JavaScript simple form validation. This is our final lesson in the web development course. Today, we'll build something fun and exciting, an image carousel. It will let us switch between pictures with buttons, and even auto-rotate like a real website slider. Let's go. Let's begin with what actually a carousel is. A carousel is basically an image slider. It shows one image at a time, and you can move to the next or previous one. Many websites use it to display products, portfolios, or banners. Let's plan the logic and break it down so that you can understand how programming works. Before every programming, we first need to understand what we want to achieve. So, here for example I want 5 images in my slider. I will first need a variable to hold the information of my current image number. Let's say I am at image number 1, so I will store 1 in my current variable. When I click on Next button, I need to do 2 things. First, I need to change the image to image 2. Second, I want to change my current variable to 2, which is current equals current plus 1. Similarly, when we press Next again, we need to set our image to 3, and also our current variable again will be current plus 1. Now we reach to end of slider. Let's say we are at image 5 now. Now comes the case number 2. We don't need to set our current variable to current plus 1. Instead, we need to set it to 1 now, so that it starts again. Consider we have 5 images, and for this task, we will save their names same with numbers 1 to 5. Let's see how we will write the code in simple terms. We will first set our current variable to 1 considering that first image is visible, and also set the slider source to image 1. We will then check, if the current variable is less than 5, we will add 1 in current variable. Else if current is 5, we will set the current variable to 1 again. We will then set the slider image source to name plus current variable. Let's try to implement it in our portfolio website. I have added a simple HTML here in my homepage for the carousel. I have a div with class name carousel, and inside this div I have 2 buttons for previous and next. And the main part of this carousel is the image tag here. I have set its ID as slide. Here we will display our images one by one. Also, I have already added its CSS, so this lesson can only focus on JavaScript. You can copy this CSS from the GitHub project, or you can create one by yourself. Now let's move to our script.js. First of all, I am setting a variable with name, current, as 1, considering that the first image is currently displayed. Also, I have saved my 5 images in the images folder already. For simplicity, I have given them names as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.png respectively. Now let's create our function for next image. As we have planned in our pseudocode, we will first check if our current variable value is less than 5, we will add 1 in the current variable. So, if current is 2, plus 1 will make it 3. In this way we can show third image on next button click. Once we have set our current variable, we now need to set the image source to the same image number. So, we will write the name with current variable like this. Images is the folder name, and then we will concatenate the current variable, and then the extension of the image file, that is .png in my case. Now we need to call this function from our next button, so we can use the onClick attribute here. Let's see it in action. You can see it is working perfect. Now we need to create a same function for previous image button. For previous button, our logic will be slightly different. We need to check in reverse order. We need to see that if our current variable is greater than 1, then we will minus 1 from its value. So if we are at third image, we will go to second image. Else if we are at image 1, we need to jump our current variable to 5. After we set our current variable, write the most important line of code where we are setting the image on the slider based on the current variable. Let's see it in action. Hooray! We have perfectly created our first image carousel. Look how beautifully its previous and next buttons are working. But what if I want my images to move itself? Let's see how we can achieve this. Sometimes we want code to repeat again and again. For example, moving to the next image every 2 or 3 seconds. That's where setInterval method comes in. It keeps calling a function again and again after the time we set. You can write setInterval method like this. It takes the time in milliseconds. In this example, the setInterval will execute the myFunction method again and again after every 2 seconds. Here, instead of clicking, we tell JavaScript to call the next image function every 3 seconds. This way, the carousel auto-rotates. Let's implement it in our portfolio website. Here we will write our setInterval code. It is a very simple method. Just write setInterval and inside it, write your function name and let's say we want to execute it after every 3 seconds. Let's see it in action. You can see now the images are changing even without button clicks. The next and previous buttons are also working correctly. We have successfully implemented our basic image carousel. But still our website has one issue. You can see that this toggle is not working fine. When you are changing the page, it should apply the dark mode or light mode on all pages. This issue is because our pages have separate codes. And if we click on one page, the other page does not know about this change. Local storage is like a tiny notepad inside your browser. You can store information, and the browser will remember it, even if you reload or visit another page. We use setItem to save something and getItem to read it back. Let's see how this can help us fix our dark mode button. If you inspect the page, you can see when you click on dark mode, the class named dark mode is applied on body of that page. But when we are removing the class on one page, it is not removing from other pages. This is because the other pages do not know about our changes we have applied on one page. This is where local storage will help us. Local storage variable will be same across all our pages. Let's save our data in local storage here. Inside this toggle dark mode function, I will check if the class dark mode has been applied. We will create a local storage variable called theme and set it to dark, else we will set the theme variable to light. Let's check it in our browser. You can check it in console of browser. When you write local storage.theme, the value will be same across all of your pages. Now based on this local storage variable, we will see if we need to apply the dark mode on other pages or not. So, here at the top of our script.js file, we will get the local storage variable as our selected theme. Now if our selected theme is dark, we need to apply the dark mode class, otherwise we need to remove the dark mode class. You can see now it is working fine. I hope you understand the concept of local storage a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful journey with Bitzy, your coding buddy. Now complete your project and submit it to bitzy.logicladder@gmail.com and get your certificate of completion from Logic Ladder Limited, a UK registered company with a mission to provide fun and easy tech learning. In this final lesson, we learned something really exciting: how to build our very own image carousel. First, we understood what a carousel is, then we planned the logic step by step. We even wrote some pseudo-code for the next button before building the actual carousel. After that, we used setInterval to make our images auto-rotate, and finally, we solved a real-world issue by using local storage. I hope this entire course has helped you learn coding in a fun and easy way. Don't forget to drop a comment telling me how much you enjoyed the course, and what more we can add to make it even better. And remember, this is just the beginning. Stay subscribed, because we're going to launch brand new courses very soon, filled with even more fun and engaging lessons. Until then, happy coding, young coders. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our exciting lessons.